Thank you so much. I feel so much at home. As you know, the National Museum is my second home. Jeremy and Anna know that, and we've supported a lot of their projects in the past years. I'm happy that my colleague, another staunch advocate of culture and environment and climate and many more, Sunny Angara, Senator Angara, a re-electionist senator. Yes, I'm stating that because I'm his campaign manager. And of course, I'm glad that we have a budget secretary who not only understands the build, but also embraces and espouses the green. Because honestly, there is nothing to build if there is no green. Imagine a city, imagine a province, imagine a world.
Imagine a country where the mountains are bold, where soil erosion or landslides are the name of the game, where the rivers are polluted with trash, solid waste, and plastics, where the seas are dirty and full of filth, where the coral reefs are dead, degenerating or dying, where there is no fish for our fisher folks, where our indigenous tree species and indigenous plants have disappeared, where our biodiversity, our flora and fauna are dying or dead. Then there's no build. There's nothing to build on, because even we, parents, children, guardians, and stewards of nature will have nothing to take care of. And so, I am so enthused
that the BBM, the source of all funds, and that's the reason why LGUs are in full force, whether it's Richard and Lucy, and everybody present here, my inaanak Noel, and even PMS is present here. When Ben Jokno calls, everybody counts. And so it's not enough that Secretary Ben Jokno calls. It is important that Ben and Nina and everybody here, you call not just for the budget, you call so that we mainstream the whole 3.7 trillion budget into a climate resilient and adaptive and green budget, so that it's not just a percentage of the budget that should be green, but the whole system, the whole ecosystem. Whenever I am told that, yes, we must allocate a portion for disaster risk reduction, we must learn resilience and allocate a percentage, I said, no. It is a whole of society approach. It is a whole of government approach. It is a whole of nation approach, a whole of humanity approach. And so, on Museums and Galleries Month, on the first day of Indigenous Peoples Month, and on World Habitat Day, we should make every day a green day. And I challenge and inspire and hope that all the 145 cities and the other municipalities and all the 80 provinces that will be part of our national budget would adopt and embrace our green. Let me just point out some very basic tenets of green that I am certain all our enlightened, licensed LGUs are already doing. Let us make sure that all our public schools, DepEd, all our SUCs have our water catchment. In fact, in the buildings of new classrooms, we should have an alulod falling into a self-contained water catchment. It's actually very simple and it makes common sense. Bakit po kailangan masayang ang tubig ulan na palaging nandyan at hindi natin sagapin sa isang water catchment? And believe me, I am not an engineer, but I've done it in my own home, in my weekend little home, and it works. Nakakatipid po ng kalahati ang aking water bill dahil sa tubig ulan na ginagamit ko sa aking gulayan. Which brings me to the next part. Self-sustainability and gulayan sa paaralan. Imagine if each school, each barangay, each home would have its even vertical gardens if there's no space. I actually walk my dog and only eat the vegetables that I grow myself.
And yes, I share it with my staff, I share it with my neighbors, I even sell it sometimes and have a couple of thousands pambayad ng water bill at pambayad ng Meralco. It's true. I've even gifted Sunny and my staff. Raise your hand, where are you, Kathleen, di ba? Libreng arugula, libreng lechugas, libreng talbos ng kamote. See it on Instagram, I put it sometimes. Although I don't have many followers because I'm probably boring, I'm not as interesting as Richard Gomez and Lucy Torres Gomez. So if you tag me, they'll probably follow me. So, gulayan sa paaralan and water catchment. And of course, it is important that all state universities and colleges, all DepEd schools, in fact, all LGUs, if you read your GAA, and SecBen knows this, there's a special provision on having a database of our biodiversity. There are 50 special climate and environment provisions. And I hope that every SUC has complied. This and many more are contained in our national budget. And this is what Green, Green, Green is all about. Before SecBen and Yusek Mina mentioned about Green, 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 we were putting this in the budget. I'm so glad to know that this has actually been launched as a trademark, a branding, and a centerpiece program of the department budget. It is said that by 2050, which is not very far away, we will have more than 20 million Filipinos living in cities. Imagine how congested our cities would be if we don't do that marked lifestyle change. So this paradigm shift of greening our environment, greening our cities, segregating waste at source, recycling, and composting. RA 9003 is already a teenager because it was inked 1998 in my first term and enacted into law in 2001. But why is it that not all LGUs, 1,600, actually implemented? But if 25% of our cities and municipalities actually practice the ecological solid waste management law, why can't the 3/4? If one barangay can actually do it, why can't the 42,000 other barangays? I was born in Barangay Potrero in Malabon. Urban settlers, informal settlers. It was impossible to teach solid waste management. But why is it that after teaching them for 6 months, bahay sa bahay, tutok, martial law, war on waste, they won the Metro Manila Clean and Green Award. Why is it that Barangay Nyogan in Tagaytay, seemingly impossible, when I went there it was full of plastics and bottles, and they called me Kapitana because I would go down to the Kagawan, I would walk the street and pick up the trash. Bahay-bahay, tinuruan ko po, kasama ni Sonia Mendoza, my elder warrior on waste. To make a long story short, they learned, and they now have a model MRF in Agulayan. The next barangay of former Secretary Mon Jimenez, Sikat, asked for it. They have it, and many more. Tacloban has been asking it through Mayor Craig Romualdez. 25% of our LGUs actually implement this. Please visit my office, and you'll see my 5 bins. Why is this an essential part of Green, Green, Green? Because I said there's nothing to green if you throw our trash without segregation. And so it is important. Our food waste and everything that comes from nature can be organic compost. Bote lata plastic can be sold, can be reused into plants. And anything that does not fall into those two can go into residual or LATAC. And LGUs which are compliant can actually have up to 80% diversion, meaning only 20% will go to environmental sanitary landfills. So the problem of NIMBY, of not in my backyard, will not happen because only 20% actually will go to landfills. Then we can have more parks. Then we can have more open spaces. In fact, I am glad that you have adopted open spaces as one of your hallmarks of Green, Green, Green. While I am not against buildings and walls and homes, that is essential, but we must have a balanced life. And so the open space where applicable must be enhanced, and let us plant indigenous tree species, flowering trees, those that would attract butterflies and dragonflies. I grew up in an idyllic setting in Potrero, Malabon. Yes, I swam in the floods, but the floods were very clean then. Yes, I used to catch tutubing karayom, dragonflies, and used to play with, I can't recall, not butterflies, salagubang. What's salagubang in English? Yes, those are my playmates, tutubing karayom, salagubang, at paru-paro. Pardon me, I'm talking too fast and too long. I can see Sec Ben already rushing to his next meeting. So, all I want to say, as your Committee on Finance Chair in the Senate, as your colleague in Congress, as your colleague as a public servant, we owe it to our people to green our environment, and let's start small. If every barangay captain would just embrace green, 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 if every mayor would just do this, then the national government would not have difficulty. So I would like to receive from DBM everything that green, green, green contains, and we will put it and embed it in the national budget, and perhaps put a criteria for non-compliant LGUs or departments or agencies. We will evaluate the release of funds until they comply. So it would really make it, because who should complain? This is something good for the people. And this is something doable, as I've done it with no extra cost. Because we must make it really mandatory. Otherwise, people will look at it as, oh, it's just a launch. The worst thing is, you plant a tree and you leave it planted, but don't nurture it. It should be tree growing program. It should be not just project launch of green, 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 and then we go back to our old filthy ways. No. There should be a paradigm shift, a lifestyle change. So on this occasion, I give my 200% support to Secretary Jokno and the DBM and their Green, Green, Green program. And I would, in fact, with the support of my Vice Chair, Sunny Angara, institutionalize it in the GAA of 2019, where the others have actually also been included in the past year's national budget through legislation. So thank you very much for your patience, and isang luntiang Pilipinas sa ating lahat.